All right, what's up, guys? We should be live. This is a crazy slate, man. We got a lot to keep up with, a lot of news to keep an eye on. So we just got word that Jimmy Butler is out for tonight. That was a piece of news that we were waiting on. He was ruled questionable this afternoon, and he's going to be out. So no Jimmy Butler for Miami. Kyle Lowry once again out as well. Yeah, that does change a good amount. No Jimmy, no Lowry. I think Bam and Hero are both really, really good plays, and I think those are two guys I'm definitely going to be looking to on this slate. There's for sure value we can look to on Miami. So not only is Jimmy Butler out, but so is PJ Tucker. So without PJ Tucker, there's going to be a lot more minutes available. We'll have to wait and see what the Miami starting lineup is, but Gabe Vincent I like a lot for value. I think Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, like these guys could be viable cheap plays as well. Man, like I like a lot of these Miami guys. Definitely Bam and Hero I think are really good plays. I think Gabe Vincent's a really good value. Then depending on what the starting lineup looks like, some of these other guys could be viable cheap plays too. And then we're waiting for news on Trae Young. Currently, we just got an update that he cut his pregame warm-up a bit short. Usually goes for about 15 minutes, only warmed up for 8 minutes. So Trae Young didn't really go through his full warm-up. So I would think Trae Young probably doesn't play, but we'll have to keep an eye on that news as well, because if Trae Young gets ruled out, that's going to change a lot. That's going to open up a lot from Atlanta. Obviously, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan, DeLon Wright, like all these guys would be really good options. It's just a lot of crazy news we're waiting on. This is definitely a slate where there's a lot of value, and there's probably going to be even more value if Trae winds up ruled out. And then like some other pieces, Fred VanVleet just got ruled out, so we kind of know who benefits in that scenario. Siakam, Trent, Scotty Barnes, Malachi Flynn, all viable options. Don't think on this slate I would be loading up on Toronto, but for sure I think one or two of these Raptors is totally fine. And then, getting some pieces of Miami. If Trae Young gets ruled out, you're going to want some exposure to Atlanta. Like, I'm just really focused on those teams. That's kind of how I'm looking to approach the slate. But if you guys, if you have questions tonight, you can start throwing those in chat. We'll be live till about 6:30. We'll go live for about 20-25 minutes trying to answer all your questions, and hopefully we can win some money tonight. Where do you think the value's coming from now? Because looks like Lowry might play, and should I take Durant, just fade Fox, but bad for asking a question? Let's get some money tonight. Well, Lowry's not playing. Lowry's out. We just got word that Durant is starting, and there's no hard minutes limit for Durant, so I'm guessing Durant can play his full minutes tonight. I don't think I'm going to play Durant on this slate, but he should be full go. It seems like he's going to be. If you want to play Durant instead of De'Aaron Fox, I mean, yeah, you can do that, Brandon. Right now, the value on this slate is coming from Brooklyn, or not Brooklyn, but it's coming from Miami. It's coming from Toronto, and then if Trae sits, there's going to be value from Atlanta as well. What's up, Noah? 2 questions. Where does KD rank now with no limitations and Tatum's projected ownership? Tatum's going to be really chalky. I can go ahead and tell you that, but I'll give you what his projected ownership is, at least right now. So let me see. Thought I had this pulled up. I'm going to pull it up real quick. And then KD for me, I mean, with KD not limited, or at least supposedly not limited, I think KD's a good option, a pay-up option. His upside is really, really high. Without Kyrie, without Ben Simmons, with Harden out, not on the team anymore. I think KD's got a lot of upside, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger yet. It's not like we're getting KD at a cheap price point. If KD was 9,700, I like him a lot. At 10.8, I mean, I think he's fine, but Tatum's projected ownership is 40%. He's going to be chalky. He's probably he's the top projected stud on the slate. He's a good play, though, in my opinion. Okay, I see Michael put in the chat that Trae Young's available. Oh, yeah, so Trae Young is available to play. So, yeah, that probably takes me off most of Atlanta. But I think Clint Capella is still a good play. Just because, without John Collins, without Okongwu, Clint Capella should play a lot. And I think Gallo still is viable as well with John Collins out. But I'm not really going to anyone else on Atlanta. Yo, no, I'm playing Showdown today. Any love for Monk as captain? I'll be honest with you, Chris. I don't even play NBA Showdown. I haven't even looked at the Showdown slate or the salaries. I mean, if Monk starts again, I think he's a good play. But I don't know. It's I haven't looked at the Showdown salaries. But I would think, Monk's probably cheap on Showdown. So you could play him at captain if you want. No, my God, what's good? Favorite values and favorite studs. Pick 2 for each. Probably my 2 favorite values. Probably Gabe Vincent and Malachi Flynn, I would think. Just without Kyle Lowry, without Jimmy Butler, I think there's definitely some value for Miami, and Vincent's probably my favorite. And then, we've seen what Malachi Flynn's been able to do these last 2 games without Fred VanVleet. 34 minutes, 43 minutes. He's been really productive. He's a really good value. Those guys are going to be popular, but I think that's chalk I'm fine eating. And then 2 favorite studs, probably, or not Trae Young, but probably Jason Tatum for sure, number 1. Probably second favorite studs, DeJounte Murray. So, but definitely Tatum, my favorite stud. Noah, thanks for your help on props earlier. Although I was confused, let's turn our prospects luck around beginning today. One I always love is Steven Adams over 3.5 assists. I was looking at that prop earlier. I know Steven Adams has hit that in 5 straight games. Steven Adams is not a guy I would really want to bet assist on, but he's been hitting it. He's been hitting his assist prop. He's hit it in 5 straight. So yeah, I don't hate it. Luka or Murray, I'd probably go DeJounte, honestly. Just think the matchup's way better for DeJounte. It's a really good game to target. Fast-paced game, should be high scoring, should stay close. Definitely think DeJounte's my preferred stud there. Ja DeRozan or Durant? It's between Ja or Durant for me. I guess there's a little bit of uncertainty with Durant. I mean, I think Durant, if he plays 36 minutes, he could put up 50, 60, and I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll side with Ja there. If you bet on PrizePicks, though, I did take Durant's points prop on PrizePicks. That is one prop I do like a lot. Durant's points prop is 22.5. I mean, Durant can definitely score 23 points here if he plays full minutes or close to full minutes. So even though I probably won't be playing Durant in DFS, I did take his over 22.5 points on PrizePicks. I like that prop a lot. I know some other people are on it as well. Flynn or Vincent? I like both, Isaiah. I think if I had to pick one, I'd side with Flynn, but I like both a lot. Trent or Pirtle? Give me Pirtle, but that's close. Any interest in Westbrook on FanDuel? It's 7K. I mean, yeah, I think Westbrook's like, he's been cheap on FanDuel forever. He's been terrible, but he was at least better last game. I think he finished with like 40 fantasy points. It would all depend on who's priced around him, but I think 7K for Westbrook on FanDuel is fine to do. How many minutes do you think Boucher gets off the bench? I think Boucher's kind of a sneaky, like, low-owned play because they're missing Thad Young as well, which I think is pretty important. No Thad Young, I mean, that does open up the door for Boucher to play more, and we know Boucher is a really, really good point-per-minute player. Because, like, Thad Young's actually been getting pretty good minutes. Like, last few games, 23, 22, 21. Like, I think Boucher gets a lot of his minutes. So, I don't hate Boucher as a tournament option. I think he'll be very low-owned. I think he has upside if the minutes are there. Robert Williams and Tatum or Capella and LeBron? Give me Robert Williams and Tatum, but that is a really close one. Right hero, Herter, Tatum, Capella, Vincent, Trent, Bam, anywhere you would change or a player you would try to fit in. Is that DeLon Wright? Well, yeah, Trey's playing, so I would not play DeLon Wright. I'm guessing you built that lineup assuming Trey was out. With Trey playing, I would rebuild that. Barnes or Hero? I like both. Obviously, Hero gets a big bump without Jimmy. Right now, I have Scotty Barnes as a core play. I think after I get off the stream, I'm going to take him out and put Hero in. But, man, I like both those guys. What up, Noah? You like Capella tonight? I like Capella quite a bit. I think without John Collins, without Okongwu, they're going to play Capella a lot. He was on pace to play like 35 minutes last game, but he subbed out a little bit early. But he still played 30 minutes. Wasn't super productive, but really good matchup against the Bulls. He's been great against Chicago this year. He's averaged almost 40 DraftKings points against Chicago. He put up 40 against them when they played on the 24th, and then they played earlier this season. He had 42 and 34 and 42. In the game he had 34, he played 26 minutes. So, like, man, I think if Capella plays 30, 32 minutes, he's a good play for sure. And I think the minutes will be there without Collins and without Okongwu. Is there any news on Max Strus, Caleb Martin? I think they're both available. Did I see that correctly? Caleb Martin available to play, Max Strus on track to play. So yeah, Jimmy Butler is out and PJ Tucker is out, but everyone else that was questionable is available. Is Tatum's birthday today? If that means anything, I did see that. Yeah, I mean, Tatum definitely should go off tonight, you would think, without Jaylen Brown, and it's his birthday too. And they're at home as well. Man or Monk? I would go Terrence Mann. Would you play Flynn on FanDuel, who's 6,200? He's priced around Reggie Jackson and Marcus Smart. I would definitely play Reggie Jackson over Malachi Flynn if they're the same salary. If Flynn is 6,200 on FanDuel, I wouldn't be playing him at that salary. What do you think about Bam? I mean, I think without Jimmy and without Lowry, Bam is a really good play. It's a great matchup against Brooklyn. His usage should go way up. He should be really productive without, Jimmy and Lowry. So, I think Bam, Hero, both really, really good plays. Thoughts on Derek White with Jaylen Brown out? I think Derek White's a good low-owned play. I don't think anyone's going to play Derek White, but there's definitely more opportunity for him with Jaylen Brown out. Even though he's not starting, he still should play around 30, 32 minutes off the bench, and he should be productive with Brown not out there, or more productive than normal. So, like, as a low-owned play in tournaments, I don't think Derek White's a bad play at all. He'll be very, very low-owned, I'm assuming. Any Pistons you on tonight? I mean, I think Jeremy Grant's playable, but now that we have so many plays opening up on Miami, on Toronto, like, I'm just really kind of focusing on those teams. I just don't want to be rostering Pistons on this slate. If I had to play anyone on Detroit, I think Jeremy Grant would be my favorite play on Detroit. Gallo or Kyle Anderson? Give me Gallo. What do you think what do you think Miami's starting lineup is? That's interesting. Honestly, I don't know. It'll definitely be Bam, Vincent, Robinson, I guess. Maybe Caleb Martin. I don't think they want to start Hero. I think they like bringing Hero off the bench. So I think it'll be Bam, Vincent, Robinson, Martin, maybe Strus. Yeah, like that might be what they do. I guess they could start Hero, but that's probably what they do. I don't know who they're going to play at the 4. Unless they just go like really small, which they probably will. yeah, I don't know what their starting lineup's going to look like. That'll be interesting. It's a 7:30 game, so hopefully we get it around lock or shortly after lock. Luka or DeJounte? I prefer DeJounte. 6,700 forward. Scotty Barnes, I think, is 6,400. So, where is he? Yeah, 6,400. I'd play Scotty Barnes with Van Vliet and OG out again. Melo or Dorian Finney-Smith? Give me Melo. Thoughts on Bam? We just kind of talked about Bam. Thoughts on Aaron Naismith? Yeah, I'm not on Aaron Naismith, even though he's starting. He's a very low usage player. He's not a productive player. Even if he plays like 25, 28 minutes, he's probably going to score like 15 DraftKings points, and there's just better value to go to. I'm not on Aaron Naismith. Hero or Trent? Give me Hero with Jimmy out now. You think Carmelo and or Monk start tonight? I think Monk will start again. Carmelo probably not, but I think Carmelo's still going to play probably 30 minutes off the bench. I don't know if Carmelo will like start. He won't start that often. I think they like bringing him off the bench. Fox or Bam? I would prefer Bam now. What do you feel about Grant Williams tonight with Jaylen Brown out? I mean, I think Grant Williams is fine. I would have liked to have seen him starting, but even off the bench, he should still play pretty good minutes. Boston, they do run a really tight rotation. But like on DraftKings, he's not that cheap. He's like 4,600, so he's an okay play, but I'd rather go to some of these other cheap guys that we talked about. These value plays on Miami. There's some value on Toronto that I like. I'm not super high on Grant Williams, at least not on DraftKings. Hero Smart or Derek White? Give me Hero. I think Bielitsa a good play for value. He's had good games against the Mavs when he's played him. Dude, I don't really look at that. I mean, Bielitsa, like I would have to look at like how many minutes he played. So let me see. So yeah, I mean he's playing like he's basically the backup center. He's playing like 15, 16 minutes. If Bielitsa scores 20 DraftKings points in 15 minutes, like he's not even that good of a play. Like, that's not really helping you win anything. Bielitsa is one of these guys I just never play unless it's like a scenario where there's a lot of guys out, and obviously now there's nobody that's out for the Warriors. They're pretty much fully healthy. You're gonna lose. I would say you're gonna lose money in the long run just playing guys like Bielitsa on a slate like this. Those are just plays you don't want to make. Gallo or Boucher? I would prefer Gallo. Thoughts on Captain Showdown for Clippers Lakers? I'll be honest, guys. Like I don't look at Showdown. So if you come in here and ask like Showdown questions, I mean I'm not gonna be much help. I would think you're probably like LeBron, Reggie Jackson, Malik Monk. If you're, I don't know. I don't look at Showdown. Gorgian and Sabonis or Capella and Trent? Definitely Capella and Trent. Still on Trey Lyles. I mean, I think Trey Lyles is playable if he starts again, but his minutes were way down yesterday, and we have other value opening up, so he's playable, but I'm not as high on Trey Lyles. Didn't like him as much as I did yesterday when he was a lot cheaper. Morris or Mann? I would go Terrence Mann, but that's a close one. Melo or James Johnson? Definitely give me Carmelo. I think with Kevin Durant back, I'd be off James Johnson. Westbrook or Jackson? Probably Reggie Jackson. Bam or Sabonis? I mean, I would go Sabonis if you have the salary. Jackson or Murray? Talking about DeJounte Murray? I mean, definitely give me DeJounte Murray over Reggie Jackson. 24 util on Yahoo. Thanks for your input. Already have Capella. $24 on Yahoo and you already have Capella. Let's take a look. I mean, Marcus Smart I don't hate. Derek White I don't hate. Zubac, Carmelo, Terrence Mann. It's probably Terrence Mann for me. I know you're kind of leaving some salary on the table. You'll have $5 left over, but if you want to play Terrence Mann and then upgrade somewhere else with that $5, I think that's fine. I'd probably go Terrence Mann there. Any love for Flynn? I mean, with Van Vliet and OG out, Flynn is a really good value. He's starting once again. He should play big minutes. He's still pretty cheap. He's a pretty obvious play today. You think Dedmon or Yurtseven start in place of Tucker? I don't think they would do that. I don't think they'd play two bigs. So probably not. Probably not. I think they're just going to go like really small. Play like Duncan Robinson at the 4. I don't know. We'll have to see what Miami does. On FanDuel, what would you think about fading Vincent and using Martin instead? I mean, I don't hate that, Michael. I think Vincent is a good value, but, you know, Vincent's not, like... He's not a guy that, like, if you fade him, you're going to be drawing dead. It's not like a... I don't know. What's a good example? Like Bojan, or not Bojan, Boban. Like, when Boban plays, like, 20 minutes, he can just smash. Like, Vincent's not one of those guys, but... If you want to fade him, I think it's okay. Personally, me, I've got Gabe Vincent in my lineup. It's funny that Bielisa's name is pronounced Bielisa. Yeah, I mean, I think he's I don't know what country he's from. Or let me see. I want to take a look at that. He's from Serbia. So there we go. So he's a Serbian basketball player. Yeah, I figured that was not a. He was not from America. Sekou? Don't play Sekou. I'm pretty sure Sekou got waived, my man. I'm pretty sure Sekou got waived. He hasn't played a single game. Like, Kenny, my man, what are you doing? Sekou hasn't played a single game. He's played like 2 games this season. Sabonis or Bam? Again, I say Sabonis if you have the salary, but both are in play for me. Lyles or Achua? Give me Lyles, but I don't feel great about that. But give me Lyles, I guess. Is it safe to play Sabonis and Pirtle on DraftKings? I mean, if you want to play them both, it's fine, but I personally don't think I'd be building around those two. Like, I don't think I would be wanting my center and util spots to go to those 2 guys. I think you can play one of the 2. I think Sabonis is fine, but Pirtle on DraftKings I'm not super high on. Favorite values other than Vincent and Flynn? It's going to come down to Miami's starting lineup. We'll have to wait and see what that is, but, you know, like, if Caleb Martin starts, I'll be interested in him. I think if Duncan Robinson starts, he'd be in play. That's kind of where I'm looking to, other than those 2 guys. Ford for 5K. 5K Ford, let's see. If you could find $100, I would want to get up to Gallo for 5,100, but man, like, maybe Boucher. Just take a shot on Boucher and hope he gets like 20, 25 minutes, which without Thad Young, he probably will. So honestly, I think I'd take Boucher there. Is Horford good? I'm not really on Al Horford. You know, maybe he gets a little bump with Jaylen Brown out, but I think he's like almost 6K on DraftKings, so yeah, like, it's 6'1". I'm not that high on Al Horford, his price point. Do you like better, DeRozan or Ja? I prefer Ja between those 2. Gary Trent or Scotty Barnes? I'd say Scotty Barnes, but both are definitely in play. Would you fade Tatum for Murray because of high ownership? Anthony, if you want to do that, it's okay. I think Murray's projected for like 20% ownership, so he's going to get a little bit of love as well. But I mean, if you want to fade Tatum, you definitely can. I think Tatum is a good play, though, and he'll be in my lineup for sure. Fox or Bam? I would say Bam. You like Kennard or Covington tonight against the Lakers? Man, I just hate rostering like the bench players on the Clippers. Like, you just never know how many minutes the bench guys are going to play, just because of how Ty Lue, like, how he runs his rotations. Some nights the bench will get big minutes. Some nights he'll play the starters big minutes. Like, you just never know. So, Kennard and Covington, not really on my radar. Flynn, Hero, Grant Williams, Tatum, Capella, Vincent, Man, Bam. I feel like weak points Williams. Any advice for that 4,600 at Ford? I mean, yeah, like, Williams I'm not super high on. Boucher is a guy you could go to there. Like, if you're playing cash, though, like, I wouldn't be playing Boucher in cash, but I think Boucher is a good tournament play, and I don't think anyone's going to play him. But, I mean, if that's cash, like, I guess plugging in Grant Williams is fine there. 4,100 Ford, last spot. It's got to be Boucher. He's 4,100. Fox and Bam or Murray and Capella? Give me Fox and Bam, but that's a close one, Matt. Caleb Martin or Max Strus? I think I'd prefer Martin, but both are going to be viable, especially like if they both wind up starting, they'll both be viable options. But I would prefer Caleb Martin. Would you play Vincent, Martin, and Hero in the same lineup? I'd be fine with that. There's just so much usage available. Outside of Hero and Bam, everyone else on Miami is cheap, so yeah, you can definitely do that. Still like DeJounte Murray? I think DeJounte Murray is definitely in play. He's probably my second favorite pay-up option behind Tatum. Who are your favorite values for today? Just got here. We talked about it. You can rewind the stream, but Gabe Vincent I like for value. With all those guys out from Miami, I think Malachi Flynn's a really good value with Van Vliet and OG out again. So, Vincent, Flynn, I've got circled as value plays. I think there's some other value plays you could look to from Miami as well, depending on what their starting lineup looks like. James, Doncic, Sabonis, Siakam, who you picking? It would be between LeBron or Luka there. Probably Luka, I guess, would be my pick. Favorite center options today? It's probably Bam, Capella, Siakam. Like those three guys are my favorite center plays. Max amount of Heat players in a lineup. I think playing 4 Heat is totally fine. I think I'm fine playing 4. Any interest in Bane? He's been bad lately. I'm not really on Desmond Bane. Don't love the matchup against Boston. I'm not really super high on many Memphis guys in general, except for I think Ja's in play. Like the rest of Memphis, I'm not interested in. I'd rather play Hero. I know Hero's gonna be way more chalky, but Hero, Gary Trent, even Terrence Mann. I think I'd play those guys over Bane. $20 at forward on Yahoo. I would say probably Carmelo or Marcus Morris. I'd be playing there. Tatum Luka stack. I mean, if you can make it work, Damon, I think it's fine. Obviously, I like Tatum. Luka, I think's always in play. Utility for 6K or under. 6K or under. You're probably going to be going with one of these Clippers guys. You got Marcus Morris, Terrence Mann, who I do have some interest in. You got Capella, who I like quite a bit. Probably Capella if you don't have him already. Gabe Vincent, Terrence Mann, Grant Williams, Carmelo, Capella, DeJounte Murray, Dante DiVincenzo, De'Aaron Fox. I mean, Dante DiVincenzo, what's his role been lately? I mean, he's not someone I've really been considering. He's been playing around low mid-20s minutes. I guess he's fine, but outside of the rest of that lineup looks solid. It's outside of DiVincenzo, I'm not super high on. I don't know if you answered already, but can we go back to Trey Lyles? I think it's fine. He did start last night and obviously was terrible. If he starts again, he probably plays low 20s minutes. Maybe if he's playing well, he'll get 30 minutes again. There's other value plays I prefer now, but Trey Lyles is still viable if he starts again. Hero or Monk? Definitely give me Hero. Flynn, Robinson, Trent, Barnes, Achua, Murray, Tatum, and Vincent. I think that's solid, Bill. I think that's solid. Hero and Dorian Finney-Smith or Trent and Melo? Give me Hero and DFS, but that's really close. Hero or Trent? I prefer Hero. You think Capella plays 30-plus minutes, barring foul trouble? I would think so. He played 30 minutes last game, and he was on pace to play 35 minutes, but he got subbed out early. I mean, without John Collins, without Okongwu, they're going to play Capella a lot. They're going to need him out there against Vooch, so I would be very surprised if Capella plays less than 30 minutes, unless it's a blowout or foul trouble or something. He should get the minutes for sure. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I wish you guys the best of luck tonight. We will be back once again tomorrow to close out the week. Friday night, I don't know how many games we got tomorrow, but I will see you guys tomorrow, an hour before lock. Best of luck tonight. Hope you guys win some money, and we'll see you back in the stream tomorrow. Peace out, fellas.